Hey everyone, welcome back to AI for Procs. Today we are going to learn how to manage and administrate Windows servers or Windows operating system from the PowerShell. So we are going to learn how to manage services, process and Windows component with the help of PowerShell. So guys, why we need PowerShell to manage? In case we want to do a smart work, we want to automate everything from the PowerShell, and we don't want to rely on the graphical user interface the way we were doing it previously. We must adopt the PowerShell. Okay, so what is the challenges? Traditional GUI tools require repeated manual clicks and can't scale across multiple systems. IT teams waste hours navigating through interface for routine tasks. So what is the solution? We can create a script. We can deploy those solutions on the multiple servers at same times with the help of scriptable workflows and execute in seconds instead of hours. So what are the benefits we are going to have with the PowerShell? Speed and scale, automate repeated tasks across hundreds of systems simultaneously. Remote control, manage services and process on distant server without leaving your desk. Okay, it is not something that leaving about desk. Obviously, we can RDP them manually, but yeah, it's something that instead of logging on each server one by one, we simply can do it from PowerShell from on single server only, not to log in on each servers again and again. Real impact: IT team reduce downtime by 60%, boost productivity through proactive monitoring. Okay. So what are we going to learn, guys? Discovering running process, get process commandlet. So get process commandlet is very useful commandlets. We can have each process running in our systems. We can check that what are the services running. We can filter them that which service is taking the memory, high cp, okay, which service is running with which id and whatever. So there are a lot of things we can play with the process of the system, right? Sometimes you get a complaints that a system is running slow, memory is taking high. So you can automate your script in a way that whatever value you are needed, and based on those values you can trigger your script. Okay, in case you want to kill a process, in case you want to run a script or anything, so based on that you can do your script finalize in a way whatever is your requirement will be doing. Okay, so there is a tip that combine get hyphen process and where hyphen object to create powerful filter that help you to quickly identify problem process consuming excessive resources. Okay, so for example, this is get hyphen process, and now I'm using a filter where hyphen object working set is greater than 20 MB. Deep dive, guys, inspecting process details that you can find all the properties of the process. Okay, for example, there is a command get hyphen process win word, and based on that format hyphen list star means it will show you all the process which are running, all the properties of each process of that win word process. You can sort and prioritize them. Get hyphen process sort hyphen object cpu in descending order. Okay, and you then see the top five, first five which has the cpu high. Okay, so in this way you can do managing Windows services. So Windows services also can be managed from the PowerShell on the same server on or on the remote server. So how can get hyphen service is the commandlet in case you want to display each service in the server, that server you can do. And you also can provide the parameters like the name of the service or the status of the service. So based on that you can use get hyphen service where hyphen object, and you want to see that all the running services, so we also can achieve that. You can play with services like in case you want to start the service, you want to stop the service, you want to restart the service based on your requirement. The example is here that there is a, for example, a print spooler service is stuck and you want to use a PowerShell to restart that service or stop that service. The command would be get hyphen service name spooler and then pipe stop hyphen service. So this is going to stop that service. Again, if you want to start that service, simply start hyphen service and it will start the service. Handling services dependencies and remote services, guys. So there are some switches which we can use. What is the dependent service of? So you already might know that there are some services which have some dependent services, which has some required services. So based on that, you can take the action on those services. To find out those dependent or required services, you always can use hyphen dependent service switch and required service switch. Remote administration can be done with invoke hyphen command and computer name, and then probably you can write a script block inside that command. Okay, for example, I want to see the services running on a server 01. So what I'm doing, invoke hyphen command hyphen computer name and server name, and then script block, and it will check get hyphen service, and it will be fetching the all the services running on that remote server. Okay, so multi-server automation, guys, check service status across dozen of servers with a single script. Automate health checks, restart hung services, generate reports all remotely, and we also can schedule them from the schedule task. Real world automation examples, you can see check the service status. You can create a script to check the service status. You can schedule them to at time to time it will be checking the status of the services. In case you found that any service is hung is not responding, and if any particular event ID is triggering on, based on that event ID, you can schedule a PowerShell script to restart that service. Okay, logs, based on logs and alerts you also can do. There is a sample script, guys. What it will be doing, it will be checking whether spooler service is running or not spooler, any service, the name you are going to give there, it will be checking each service, it will be checking that service. Let me go to that slide again. Yeah, so what script is doing, there is a service name and now it will get that service. It will check if status app that service is running, then it will do nothing. If it is not running, not equal to, right, then what it will do, it will restart that service and it simply writes service restarted at and at date. I will show you the example in practicals. So this is about the theory part, guys. Let's move on the practical part. See, guys, so as we said that how we can list all the services. Okay, so see, I want to list all the services in the computer. So this is the command, let get hyphen service. Get hyphen service will list all the services here. Okay, this is going to list all the services. But see, I don't want all the service. I want to see the top first services. What can I do? I simply can use a pipe and select hyphen object first 10. So this is going to give me the top 10 services. This give top 10. But I don't want that too. I want only the running services. Get hyphen service. Okay. I want use filter where hyphen object and the status of the service dollar underscore status dollar underscore dot status q q, and I will give what is the status running. Okay, so if I will this, then it is going to list me all the running services. Can you see? It's checked for all the running services. Okay, I want to see the status of any particular service, any specific service. For example, spooler. How can I do that? So simply that get hyphen service, I can give the name spooler. Okay, so if I do that, it will fetch the spooler service status for me. So it is running spooler, print spooler is running. Okay, I want to stop and start a service. Okay, let me do one thing I want to do. So get hyphen service, start hyphen service. Okay, so see, I want to start, but this service is already start, right? So let me first stop this. Let me first stop this. Stop hyphen service. Okay, and hyphen name, and which service I want to stop? I want to stop spooler. Okay, see, if I do that, spooler service. Service print spooler cannot be stopped due to the following reason. Stop hyphen service Cannot open Spooler service on computer. There's something wrong with the check. Let me check that. It probably some mistakes. Okay, I probably am not using this elevated command prompt because see it requires some permissions to stop the service, right? It is not something that any user can stop any service. So let me do one thing. Let me manually stop that service and then probably we can start it. Okay, so I am opening the services.msc on my laptop and let me go to the print spooler service. Let me stop this. Okay, this service is now stopped. Okay, now see if I will see the status of get hyphen service, it will say it is stopped. Can you say it? It is stopped. Earlier it was running. Okay, now I will start the service. Start the service and I want do not give me any error action. Just use as a silent continue. Start hyphen service. Now it is started. Let me check. It is started. See, no, it is still probably running. It stopped. Okay. So I use silently continue. So it didn't give me any error. See, it says that service cannot be started due to following error or start hyphen service. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me open PowerShell with elevated run as administrator. Yes. Okay. I have opened it run as administrator. Now I will write this code. Yes. See guys, this is done. Now let me see the status. See, it is running now. Okay. So these operations has to be performed with the elevated control. We have always used the PowerShell as an admin so that we can perform start and stop operations. Okay. So similar way, it's a how to start a service, how to stop a service. Restart a service similar way. In case I want to restart the spooler service, I can do it like restart restart hyphen service and hyphen name and I can write spooler. Okay. So if I do this command, it will restart the service. There is another way restart a service get hyphen service hyphen name. I will do spooler. Okay. This is the service name. This is the service name. If I do this way, it will give me the status, right? But I want that get this status pipe restart hyphen service. I also can do this way. What it will do, it will get the service and the service it is getting, it will restart that service. It will restart that service. It restarted it. Okay. So we also can do this way. Stop a service and restart a service. Let's move on process guys. As we said that I want to see the process, how many process. Let me check the first top 10 process running on this computer. See, these are the top 10 process which are running on my computer. So how can I do? Get hyphen process, select hyphen object, first 10. Okay. In case I want to see the last 10, I can use last 10. What are the last 10 process running? So it will give me the different output. In login, this gave me different. Okay. So how exactly it is getting? So get hyphen process, whatever result is coming, it is either taking it from the last 10 or top 10. Okay. In case I want to see the specific property, specific process. Okay. See, I want to see the get hyphen process and the process name is Chrome. What it will do? It says that the get hyphen process name is Chrome because this is not selected. So that's why it gave the error. See, get hyphen process name Chrome and see. This checked how many processes are Chrome running here. One, two, three, four, five, six. Number of processes. I want to count them. I want to count them. So how can I count? I'm not going to count it this way. How to count this? Okay. So what can I do? I can simply use the property of its count. I will do this way bracket and then I will use count. Not this actually count. count. Okay, so this count will tell me how many, see, 16 processes are running of Chrome here. Okay, so in this way I can use this way. Error action is something, if there is any error it will void it. Okay, how to stop and start a service. Okay, see, I want to first I will start a notepad. Okay, because notepad is not running, let me start a notepad. See, this is notepad running. Now let me check if there is any service, get hyphen process, okay, hyphen name, and I want to check if any process is running with notepad. See, notepad process is running. I want to stop that process. How can I do? I can simply do stop hyphen process, name of that process, force, and error action silently continue. That is something, if I want to see any error, let's skip that. So let me run this. See, it stop hyphen process, notepad is closed, guys. If I run that previous command here, that previous command, yeah, it says that no process running, notepad, no process is running. That's why it's given me the error. Okay. So I can do in this way. In case I want to stop any process, how can I do? Stop hyphen process name and then force we can use. There is a sample script, guys, which I told you during the theoretical part as well, that if there is any problem with my spooler service, it will restart it. Otherwise, it will say service is already running, and it will also give me the timestamp of that service. So how can I do that? So this is the spooler. I set that service name is equal to spooler, and now in this variable we are getting that service. Okay, so if service dot status is not equal to running, okay, this will execute only when this is not equal to running. What it will do, it will restart the service and it will write service restarted at and a time. Else what it will do, service is already running, check that this time. Okay, so in this way you also can schedule this type of script on your server. It says service is already running, check that, see, this is the current time and it is checking. Okay. You also can do some Windows features, guys. So I'm using Windows 10 laptop, so I will be using this get hyphen Windows optional feature. But when you are working on server, there is a commandlet get hyphen Windows feature. Okay, so Windows roles, responsibility, features, everything can be managed from this as well. Okay, so if I will try to play with the this Windows optional feature, so this is the command, and if I'll see this one, let's see, it required a elevated. So let me do one thing. Let me write it on the elevated PowerShell, copy the elevated PowerShell. See, it is going to check what all features we have, and we probably can use this. Similar way, in case you want to enable any feature, you can enable feature, enable Windows optional feature, and then, okay, in case you want to disable the feature, so disable the Windows optional feature like that. Okay. So if I run this script part here, what it will do, it will enable and disable telnet. See, what all features were there? See, it says TFTP lazy directory and this. Okay. If I run that complete command here, complete script here, what it will do, it will it will enable the telnet feature and it will also disable the telnet feature, because in same script I'm doing both. Okay, it says that telnet client is enabled. Now it will disable the windows of telnet client is disabled. Okay, guys, so you can do the configuration management from the PowerShell based on your requirement. You can do how exactly you can do. You can go to your generative AI and see the feature. The benefit of AI is that you don't need to write code yourself. You simply go to AI, generative AI, and you can ask that I want to create a script that which can install the Active Directory feature on that server. So it will create a script for you, and based on that, you can simply install those features on server. And in case you want to install those features on multiple servers together, so as I said, invoke hyphen command hyphen computer name. See, and then you can give computer name. So you can create a loop. Okay, for example, let me do one thing. I need to run a command on multiple servers like get hyphen service. Okay, I want to check get hyphen service on multiple servers. So how can I do that? So if you remember, I had a server list here. I will copy this part. Let me do one thing. What I will do, I will see, suppose this is servers is equal to and get hyphen content. It will get the list get hyphen content. Now I have all server list in this variable. Okay, so what can I do? I will write for each hyphen object. Okay, for each hyphen object and what? Dollar servers 5 for each hyphen object. Now I will start the body of this loop. Okay, now see what I want to do with each object. I want to do the get the process. I want to get the service of each computer. So how can I do? On computer name, and what will be the computer name? Because I'm using for each, so the computer name will dollar underscore. This will be the computer name here, and then I will use script block. Script block will contain what exactly you want to run inside the remote computer. I want to run the service get hyphen service, right? I want to see if I will run this script, this complete script, what it will do. It will go in each servers, whatever mentioned in this notepad file, and it will check the service for each server whether it so since these are fake servers in, so it will not go. So what I can do, let me write something this, because those are fake server and it is not going to inside, right? So whenever it will try to enter that server, it will not find that server, right? And it will give me the error. Let me run. It will obviously it is going to give me the error because there are no servers exist with server 1, server 2, server 3. So it is going to give me that error that is expected. But the thing is that whenever you are going to create your script and you want to run that script on multiple servers, you need to use invoke hyphen command, and you can use this type of loops. Okay, whether for loop, in case you don't want to use for each hyphen object loop, you also can use for each loop here in this way. Okay, how? Dollar server in dollar servers. Okay, dollar server in dollar servers. What you need to now change, you simply need to change this part only, because I have to give what variable we have defined here, dollar server. Okay, so now this script will also do the same work. It will check this for each servers whatever mentioned in this notepad file, and each servers it will go and check the services. Hyphen command this way. Okay. So this is about the managing the services process and Windows feature, guys, from the PowerShell. Thank you so much for your time. Let's meet on next video.